Hey everybody, it's episode 47 of my old school RuneScape non-Iron Man playthrough. This is my Tin Man where I restrict myself like an Iron Man but am not quite an Iron Man and not quite a Bronze Man. In this episode I returned to old school RuneScape after a fairly long break of like 9 months or so with sporadic signing in for things like holiday events to get the trimmed music cape. I built a list of all the things that were added in patches from when I last played and then had the objective of just checking out most of that content. Included in that is the Night at the Theater quest, which unfortunately I did minutes before they patched it to make you do it again. In my RS3 playthrough, every time I encountered a quest for the first time, I would record it in its entirety and then give my reaction to it essentially as a summary at the end. I like that a lot, so I think I'm going to continue doing that with all my future old school RuneScape videos. So there's going to be a summary for Night at the Theater immediately following the full footage of the quest. If you don't want to watch the whole quest and you just want to hear my thoughts, just click on the timestamps in the description to jump to the summary. But let's get to it. Hey there, folks. Man, I haven't played RuneScape in months. I think the last time I signed off was like March of 2021 after signing in sporadically to do music cape unlocks. It is now July 24th, 2021. All that time I've spent working on the 3.5 hour RuneScape video essay. So now that that's finally freed up, I've got time to come back and play this game some more. So what I wanted to do is to open this recording by just going over a list of all the things that have changed since I effectively stopped playing at the end of Trailblazer League. And I'm working my way through those patch notes. And as I go through the patch notes, I forgot the way you're supposed to play RuneScape is to be AFK while you're doing other work. So it seems like a huge waste to be typing up a big list of the things that I need to cover in a notepad file without actually playing the game. One of the things I saw in the list is that I basically need amethyst darts now to have any chance at completing the Inferno, which is obviously our big goal. So I need 10 mining levels for mining 82, and I think that's going to take like 100 hours. I'm not excited about it. But I'm at least going to pop over to the Motherlode mine really quick to get started on that. That way I can be working on that while I'm typing up this list, and then I can come off mute and tell you the big list of things that I want to do, because there's a lot of things that I'm excited about now. I have not logged in since combat achievements became a thing, so that's why we're on the login screen here. I want to see if anything pops up immediately. Oh, also, I guess I logged in a couple times during the video essay writing process to get screenshots of my bank, so where you're going to see my character when I log in is slightly different. But nothing else has changed to my recollection. I may have redeemed a bond at some point, but I have to go back through my logs and figure out how many bonds I am in the hole. That's still one of the things we have to do here is save up a bunch of money to pay back the bonds that we used to pay for splits at God Wars Dungeon. Oh, I guess something exciting. I changed my name. It's been Melolai this whole time, which I know is kind of a bummer to lose the name that the account has had, but I tried to name the account Marstead at the very beginning of the series, and it was blocked. And somebody finally told me, hey, when it says that it's blocked, you can probably just type it in the change your name section, and it took it. So I'm Marstead in game now. I might try to keep Melolai reserved on a second account later on here. Welcome back. See what you've missed. And I went ahead and just paid for another year of membership instead of depending on bonds, so it was getting a little bit stressful to try to maintain. Let me remember what the hell I'm doing here. This has been a while. Pause of the Angler set, I guess. God, I don't remember where I had anything equipped. I really haven't played this game in a minute. I guess I don't have the Crystal Pickaxe anymore because I made the Crystal Harpoon and then ended up not using it, so I might want to deactivate it at some point and turn this back into... Let me see how many charges are on this thing. I barely used it. 9240 charges remaining. Well, if I'm going to put charges on something, let me see, does the Crystal Pickaxe matter in Motherlode Mine? I gotta Google that real quick. Crystal Pickaxe worth using at Motherlode Mine? Not at all. 0.3% better. Charges run out super fast. Well, then I won't feel bad about doing that. This guy back. I can't think of anything else I would equip here, right? I guess I could get some, teleport. How do I even get into the Motherlode Mine? Oh my god. There's my Diary Cape, which I can still have equipped. Or do I lose it now? Okay. I think I lose the Quest Point Cape, because some quests have come out since then. I'm going to try to see if I can unlock the upper level. I don't think most of my way to 92 mining is going to be Motherlode Mine, but I just need something AFK while I'm making this list of things that have changed in the patch that I want to do. I think most people on the 2K worlds are on the upper levels. Maybe I'll get some free spots here. Yeah, this is going to be brutal. Some of it's coming back to me now. All right, now that I'm going to start mining, I'm going to make my document here, and it'll probably get fast forwarded a whole bunch, and then I'll come back and report on what the plan is, what the content I want to interact with is going to be. So I'll talk to you soon. Oh, and the timer's not running. How long have I been recording? 6 minutes? I'll fix it. Man, I'm way out of practice. Jesus. Oh god, they added a... I'm reading through the patch notes. They added a ring that increases your mining XP gained. Is that right? Oh no, it gives you an invisible boost to mining. Does not affect pay dirt at the mother lode mine. Okay, I don't need to worry about like going and trying to do that now. Never mind. Back to mining. Fast forwarding. See ya. Hey, I've been doing this for a bit. On mute. I have no idea where to put these lamps. Probably mining, actually, because I don't want to do this. It seems like a waste because there's got to be more interesting skill to throw it on, but why not? Just crossed 3,000 hours played. I'm kind of glad that I took a break there when we got short of 3,000 hours. I was getting kind of bummed about not being able to attempt the Inferno in time, but now with all this new stuff added to the game, that's just not going to happen in the first place, and I have to grind mining for hundreds of hours to get the darts for it in the first place. So I feel free. I feel open. I do have my notepad file that's full of all the things that got added since I last played at the end of Trailblazer, but I'm going to go through that probably tomorrow morning. That I'm just going to keep doing Motherlode Mine because I have some video editing to do. So I'll talk to you about that stuff soon. In the meantime, enjoy more extremely fast-forwarded, boring Motherlode Mine. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and finish up this level. We're getting kind of close to level 83 here, mining. And then I'm going to go down my list of stuff that was added since I stopped playing after Trailblazer. Big list of stuff. Decided to try to narrow it down and pick something to focus on. It's going to be good. Part of my problem before when I quit was that the only thing I really had left to do was really attentive content. So needing to get mining to 92, as miserable as that's going to be, is at least going to give me something AFK to fall back on if I am not able to play attentively. Also, I very much I need 6 more gold nuggets to get to the top floor of Motherlode Mine, and it sounds like that's more AFK than this is down here. More chill, maybe better XP rates. So I might stay. If I don't get the 6 nuggets by the time I hit 83, I might stay until I have those nuggets. But as soon as that's done and I announce that ding, I'll go over the list of stuff we're doing here. All right, got a lucky pull here. 3 nuggets, that's 101. I should have enough now to get to the upper level. And I'm very close now to 83, so I'm going to get to hit 83 while on the upper level, so that's exciting. Anything else I can unlock here? 100 nuggets. Restricted mine. Beautiful. Don't think the bigger sack is worth it. Okay, so I have no idea how this actually works. I think it's that you want people to be on the same node, I guess. I think the whole reason why the upper level is better is because everything degrades on a timer instead of it being randomized. Maybe it's from the moment you first click it. And figure out what the etiquette is up here. It looks like people are trying to go to different areas, but I don't think there's any reason to do that. Alright, so I'm still not clear on what the etiquette is. It seems like it's completely fine for everyone to just stack on the same node, but people don't do it because they don't really know how this works. But given not knowing what the etiquette is, this is way better than the lower level. Way less walking, don't have to mine blocks out of the way. The amount of time I can be AFK, this might actually not be that bad. I see why people say to unlock this early. There's mining 83. What a way to come back to RuneScape. Grind for 5 hours. I'm going to go ahead and pop out of here then. And I'm going to teleport somewhere and talk through my plans going forward here. All right, my main problem at the moment is I've completely lost all of my muscle memory for teleports. I don't remember where teleports are is a problem. I've been sitting on a hard clue scroll. Why is this red? Well, whatever. I can do that in a second. Let me warp out of here, find somewhere to talk. I'm now struggling to remember where I got certain items. I got an Elven Signet, but No, that was the Trailblazer League. So I've got mixed memories of things I've actually unlocked versus things I got in Trailblazer. Well, I think I can do a home teleport. Yeah, also in a Trailblazer League, I had a thing that could just like freely teleport me places that I don't have anymore. I guess it still goes to Lumbridge. All right, well, that's fine. I thought I still had a way to get into Pryphthenus quickly, but I honestly don't remember. I have to like pull up a guide of teleports. It's going to take me a while to remember how any of this works. So let's go down this list of things. I'm just going to list the items and give some comments on them as I go, and then we're going to try to sit here and figure out what I actually want to do with it. This is from looking through all the patch notes from the end of Trailblazer to present. So right after Trailblazer, Getting Ahead, the quest came out. I did do that and record it and upload it to YouTube, but I did not touch either the other two quests that came out, Below Ice Mountain or the Kingdom Divided Korend quest. So those are pretty high on the list. I also didn't do Theater of Blood story mode. If you watched my Trailblazer playthrough, you probably saw me learn Theater of Blood, but that was like 8-9 months ago now, so I don't know how much of that I've retained, but it'll be good to do Theater of Blood story mode here so I can kind of go through the mechanics and remind myself and actually have it in the official normal playthrough. I only did a couple things in leagues that I didn't do on the live servers, and that was I practiced the Inferno a very little bit. I only got like maybe 30 waves in or so before I burned out on the league. I did some nightmare kills, and I did a couple Theater of Blood clears, so I'd like to. Also, I did Gauntlet in leagues. I did not do any Gauntlet on the live servers. So I'd like to get all that stuff done on this account so that you can see me do it and comment on it. Fortunately, there's been enough of a time gap that I don't think that me learning it in leagues is going to like spoil too much for the live playthrough. So anyway, let's head down this list here. Combat achievements. So I'm actually pretty excited about this. I already kind of had this unofficial goal of try to get to at least 50 KC for most of the bosses and content in the game. The reason being to show up on the leaderboards and to say that I've done most of RuneScape's unique content. But now that there's actually official combat achievements for that, I think I'm going to want to do a lot of those. Not to Grandmaster, obviously, maybe not even to Master, but just kind of, I haven't looked at the list yet, but it'll be a good way to formally in-game recognize that I've cleared a lot of this unique content. The Gauntlet now has the F bow and the Crystal Armor set, which is going to make the Inferno much more possible now without having access to a Twisted Bow. Me borrowing that Twisted Bow temporarily and then no longer having access to it was kind of a bummer and kind of deflated my interest in playing the game. But now that I can do something solo to grind for a bow to make it possible, I'm much more excited about attempting that. So Gauntlet attempts are probably coming soon. My plan would be to do 50 regular Gauntlet just to get ranked on the high scores and then start practicing Corrupted Gauntlet. Toxic Blowpipe nerf came in. That was another thing that kind of deflated my interest in playing. It was like, well, you better finish your Inferno run before the Blowpipe gets nerfed. But it sounds like them adding the F-bow makes things a little bit more interesting. I am going to want to get Amethyst darts, and that's why I have this mining 92 grind to be able to get access to Amethyst. So as part of the Diary Cape playthrough, I basically burned through all of my AFK grinds. I have nothing left to do that's AFK other than Motherlode Mine now. So I just did my calculation, and it looks like it's going to take me about 100 hours to get to 92 mining for Motherlode Mine if I assume I'm getting about 40k an hour. So I have to be really careful to ration that AFK time out and make sure I'm doing it when I'm like... I guess I should be mining right now instead of standing here, but it's fine. It's fine. Don't think about it. It's fine. I'm going to try to ration that out as much as possible. Do it when I have to video edit, that kind of a thing. Slayer task storing. So I'm done with Slayer, but I just wanted to reiterate that Slayer task storing was my Reddit idea. I think I mentioned that earlier in the Diary Cape playthrough when I first posted it. There was a dev blog that was proposing a boss Slayer that included Slayer task storing, and it got downvoted to oblivion, and everybody hated the idea, and I was kind of sad, but no, my Reddit post suggesting that they let us store Slayer tasks got like 3,000 upvotes, and Jagex saw it, and now it's in the game. So it's kind of cool that as a result of this playthrough, something that I posted to the subreddit is now in old school RuneScape. There's a new Hydra animation signal, so maybe doing Hydra is going to be a little bit easier. I think I still have Hydra task that I'm probably going to want to finish at some point because I still want to get the ferocious gloves from Hydra. Grotesque Guardian orbs no longer harm you, which would make the Grotesque Guardians much easier to farm. I think I have all the stuff I want from them. I'm pretty sure I got the Guardian boots, so I'll have to double check the collection log at some point. Sitting down and just reviewing the collection log is probably a good idea. In fact, why don't I teleport to my house? That's how I get to Privathenas. I teleport to my house and I step outside. God, I really haven't played this game in a while, haven't I? Collection log. Oh, this is cute. Nice, Bryophyta show's done. Yeah, so Grotesque Guardians, I did get the core. So, yeah, there's no real reason for me to keep fighting them. I probably won't, but that's kind of neat that they changed that. They made the Corporeal Beast easier to farm or harder to get crashed on, and I would like to get at least 50 kills on that, even though it's going to be miserable. I think I have all of the tools to do it. I have all the weapons and teleports and pools and shit, so that might come somewhat soonish. Shooting Stars is something I probably want to do soon. Came out shortly after I quit playing. Get a Celestial Ring that gives you a +4 boost to mining, which I guess helps with your XP rate in Motherlode Mine. So that might be the very next thing I do so that I can boost my AFK method as much as possible. I'm probably going to try to build a mahogany telescope, and then I guess there's a Discord you can join where they call out the locations of shooting stars. I'll probably start working that until I can get the ring. Theater of Blood story mode, I'll likely do soon-ish. I know that I need that to get my quest cape back. Doesn't seem like it's terribly hard. I know they added a clan system, so I'll probably move from having a chat channel to a clan. I just have to figure out how to go about making one. It's not a huge priority for me. Kingdom Divided has a new spellbook, which I'm probably going to want. They redid the Arceus spellbook, so I'm excited to check that out. They did a Shazian rework that I probably want to check out, because Shazian is... I actually like Korend a lot. I know a lot of people hate it, but I think it's pretty cool. Korend Hard Diary now grants the Ash Sanctifier. Talk to the diary person. I suppose I can do that right now, can I? And I think that gets turned into a better one. I have a question about my achievement diary. How do I claim the rewards? Huh. Maybe she doesn't give them. Let me figure out where I have to go to get it real quick. Ash Sanctifier. This makes it so that when you're fighting demonic enemies that drop ashes, they automatically get turned into prayer XP. Can claim it from Tiss. Must be charged with death runes. Oh, okay. I know where that is, I think. So that we want to go in the house. It's starting to come back to me. And then I think that there's a fairy ring teleport to the Arceus library. Is that right? Yeah, so we get this Ash Sanctifier, and then I think they're doing a poll to make it so that when you have the Elite Korend Diary, you get 100% prayer XP. I don't really have any reason to kill demons because I'm done with Slayer, so I don't think this is going to matter. I am kind of interested in getting my prayer level up to another super restore healing threshold for the Inferno, but it's not a massive priority for me at the moment. Can I have an Ash Sanctifier, please? Check. Charge with death runes. Okay. Do that real quick, I guess. I forget what my closest bank is. I also forget what's best about the Diary Cape teleports. Alright, let's see. Oh, let's just do 1,000, I guess. 1,000. 10,000 charges. Okay. So now we have that in addition to the Bone Crusher. They buffed the Dragon Bone necklace, which I don't have, but it's a reason to farm Vorkath some more. I guess, speaking of Vorkath, I still have a bunch of bonds that I need to repay. And the way I'm repaying them is by buying them with gold and then using them, redeeming them for account time. I have that updated on my spreadsheet with the number of times I've activated. I just have to double check the spreadsheet to see how many more I have remaining. So I will look at that later and probably share it on the screen to show you exactly what the plan is there. I mention it because Vorkath would be a good source of money to pull that off. Below Ice Mountain is a quest I have to do that gives an equipable hammer I might want to go for, although I don't really need an equipable hammer anymore because I have no reason to level up smithing. Temporos, I started to do right after the Trailblazer League ended. I did like 1 kill, but I would like to get at least 50 kills again on the leaderboard, and it would be nice to get the Tome of Water, some pages, and a tackle box. I could build a stash chart somewhere in the house so we could see the stash units we've built. It looks like they added a bolt pouch, which maybe I want to pick up. I don't know if I'm actually going to end up using that. I don't know what content it's recommended for. They did a Shades of Morton rework that I probably don't want to spend a ton of time on, but maybe I'll at least scope out. Rewards some robes that give you bone savings when you're doing prayer training, including at the Wilderness Altar. It seems like the amount of time it would take to get those robes isn't worth the savings, but we'll see how Shades of Morton is. If it's like even kind of AFK, it might be worth adding onto the list as a task to work on. Soul Wars got added right around when I quit. That gives the Ectoplasmator, which gives you prayer XP for killing ghosts. So again, I don't plan to kill ghosts. I'm done with Slayer, but nice to have something else to do on the list. I guess Shades of Morton also gets me access to Swamp Bark and Blood Bark, which I think is mostly dead content, but maybe the Blood Bark is relevant sometimes for the healing. And then I guess we can build a new combat dummy, so that's something that I might put on my list. As far as quality of life improvements, I guess they improved Fishing Trawler, but I'm done with Fishing Trawler, so I don't have any intent to mess around with that. I guess they added a little pop-up whenever you get something new on the collection log, so that's kind of cool. Help you to not miss drops, I suppose. They made Chambers of Xeric a little bit easier to try to roll into, so I might see if I can do some more Xeric runs. It would be really nice to get a Kodai wand. Forgetting the names of items in this game, it's so bad. Puro is better now if you enter through a crop circle, and you can cast the new spell from the new spellbook, Dark Lure, in order to lock them in place. And you can store stuff with Elnok to save some bank space, so I might have to do that. So that's the whole list of things that have been added since I quit. I'm actually going to step away really quick to take a short break, and then we're going to come back, and I'm going to see if I can figure out how to do shooting stars, because I'd like to get this celestial ring before I do too much more mining. I'll probably talk for the first meteorite that I mine, but after mining the first one, it's likely just going to get completely fast forwarded. So keep that in mind. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. I'm going to try to join a clan chat for shooting stars, or maybe it's just a chat channel. And I guess I'm going to try to build a telescope here while I wait for text. 2 mahogany planks and a molten glass. World 305 desert. Trying to figure out what teleports I need for this. Oh, I see. You know what region it's in, but you don't know specifically where it is. Okay. So I probably want my whole diary set now instead of the achievement diary cape. Al-Kharid mine. Okay. I don't know if you're supposed to time up when you use it, or if everyone can just start mining it right away. I have to read the wiki. Okay, you can just start mining it right away. Cool. Review how many fragments we need here. This isn't so bad though. So I think I get the idea of this. I think I'm just going to fast forward at this point. Read the clan chat, warp to the area, someone calls out where it is, go there and mine it, repeat. So enjoy the fast forward. Bye. I'll come back once I have enough to buy this ring. This is actually I said I wasn't going to talk more, but this is impressively AFK. Once you find the star, the mining XP also isn't terrible. So this is cool. Do this at least to 2,000. Let's see what else I can buy with Stardust. I thought it was just the ring, but I can recolor the Prospector kit. I don't really care about that. Bag of gems, soft clay. Yeah, no, I think once I get the ring, I'm done. But that's still pretty cool that they added this. Hey, I signed off there. I only have a very small number, 26 more Stardust to be done, and we ended up having to wait about an hour. So I sat here and switched out some RuneLite plugins to kind of see what they had added to it. I'll talk about that the next time I come off mute, but I'm going to go try to hit up these last remaining locations, get the last amount of Stardust, pick up the ring, and then I'm probably going to take a break for a bit. So I'll see you. Okay, just got my 2,000 Stardust. Let me trade them in here for this ring. And we trade. Of course. Celestial ring, uncharged, buy. Awesome. Now we have a mining ring. Very exciting. Hey folks, I'm back after getting the Celestial ring. I actually have some time to play attentively and don't have to be on mute for a long time, so I kind of want to go a little bit further down my list here. First thing, I went through RuneLite and I searched new plugins on the plugin hub that had been added since I quit that had a high install rate, and I installed a chunk of those. Just wanted to go through the ones that I grabbed. I got Equipment Inspector, which lets you right-click, inspect other players to see their gear. I've been wanting to do that for a while. It'd be nice. I know what most of it is now, but Fight Cave Waves. I guess they finally added a plugin that actually does what the wiki tells you and shows you what the wave orientation is going to be. I don't anticipate doing a lot of Fight Cave, but I might do enough of them to make sure that we get on the leaderboard for Jad. I installed a collection log plugin that summarizes your collection log progress. Ended up using this Shooting Stars plugin that I can probably turn off now, where it does like sharing with people so that you can see when things are going to land. I don't think I'm going to do any more Shooting Stars. I might do a little bit just to charge the ring if I ever go around to actually mining things with it. Mahogany Homes I picked up. They added Mahogany Homes right when I stopped playing, so I haven't tried that. I don't really need construction levels, but it might be fun to try at some point. Loot table, I think, is something that lets me right-click a killable creature and it tells me their loot table, which I guess I still have to click on the tab. Dwarf. So this would be nice. This way I can actually look at loot tables in game. I do a lot of looking at loot tables on the wiki. Oh, it looks like I can search directly for stuff. Can I do corporeal beasts? That's cool. Sigils and the drop rates. Cool. Yeah, that's a cool one. I'm glad that's in the game. I got one for Temporos, because we are going to do some more Temporos. I want to get at least 50 KC there, but also try to go for the drops. One that improves the Tears of Guthix interface, which it occurs to me that the very first thing I did when I logged in should have been Tears of Guthix for mining, because mining was my lowest skill, but now it's ahead of Hunter. So I'm considering maybe doing some pseudo AFK herbivore just to try to get my minimum level up so that we can use Tears of Guthix on mining. I got one for doing the Cork Beast that keeps track of all of your specs, which seems nice. I got one for Runite Rocks. I don't think I'm going to go out of my way to mine Runite, but, it's a thing. One for Volcanic Mine, which I don't really intend to do too much more of, but it sounds like it helps with tracking stuff at the Volcanic Mine. Something that changes the health orbs in Theater of Blood into bars. I enabled loot beams, which is kind of cool. They just added that like right before I started playing again. It makes a little colored beam when you drop an item. And I picked up, at the recommendation of Clover in my Discord, this cool feature. There's a bank tag you can import that automatically tags all of your items that are able to go in the costume room. So you can quickly see what you have stored in your bank that you could be saving space on by putting in your costume room. So this is pretty cool. I'll probably use this in the future to try to save a little bit of extra space. But I think most of the stuff that I pulled out is stuff that I'm actually actively using. So that's the last thing that I grabbed. Oh, I guess I also got something that has to do with Kingdom of Miscellanea. This is not a plugin hub option. It's an actual in-game option. The normal RuneLite option to keep track of your Kingdom of Miscellanea coffer and your approval rate, which obviously I haven't played in a while. So I think before I do too much else, I'm going to go fill up my coffer. I'm going to max out my Miscellanea. I can't fill my coffer because I only have 5 million gold. So I might also try to look for places where I can get some money here. I have some things that I can alch, sort of a thing. Clear some bank space. Bye, Twisted Bow. So sad. I got to borrow it very briefly. Yeah, okay. So, let me do that. I'm going to go max out my approval at Miscellanea. I'm also going to pick up my Miscellanea drop because I'm curious what that is after all this time has passed. I think my best way to miscellanea is still probably... There's an option in my house, isn't there? After I do this, I want to take a look at combat achievements now that I actually have some time. 101k in the coffer. I'm going to go put like 4 million in there. Well, also I have like 3 clues. I have 2 clue geodes and a hard clue in my bank. I want to clear those out so that I can keep getting drops for it. Collect resources. That's a lot. Probably clean all those herbs to get my bank space back. Alright, gonna max out the approval rate, and then I'm gonna clean up my bank a little bit, do some alching, maybe come back and donate some more into the coffer. And then we'll look at combat achievements. So I'll probably be on fast forward for a little bit here. Talk to you soon. Alright, that's 100% at Miscellanea. Let me go do some alching, bank cleaning. Get these clue scrolls out of the way, shall we? Well, I guess I'm about to see Shazian. Rework, that is. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is pretty different looking. That's cool. This looks quite a bit better than it used to. I'm impressed. Got my medium casket. I have a beginner clue scroll, which probably shouldn't bother with, but it's fine. Alright, got my caskets here. Scope these out really quick. Alright, beginner. Wonderful. Medium. Great. Hard. Alright, well, we got some stuff to elk, so start working on that here. Alright, I'm going to clean all these herbs. It's going to be a bit of a pain, but get my bank space back, basically. Okay, herbs have all been cleaned. Kind of curious. 94 herb lore isn't like a big goal for me, but it would let me make divine super combat potions through boosting. I'm kind of curious. It seems to suggest I have enough in the bank for that to be possible. I'm not going to worry about it right now, though. It's the opposite of a high priority. A lot of this random crap in my inventory is like... Or my bank is from doing some of those holiday events. Okay, I said I wanted to look at combat achievements, so let's look at combat achievements. I'm going to unequip my current setup. Even though my new in-game name is Marstead, I'm going to keep the character model. I want to change that this late in. Okay, so combat achievements we look at from here. Character summary. Collections logged. 461 out of 1365. Achievements done. Quests done. Really? It's showing 5 incomplete? Should just be Below Ice Mountain, right? Kingdom Divided. Night at the Theater. Daddy's Home. Huh. It's for Mahogany Homes, I think. Alright, well, I'll do those at some point. Time played, click to reveal. Yes. 128 days, 18 hours. Okay.
Hey, it's Future Marstead, in case you're pulling out a calculator right now to see if the live split timer is right. This adds up to 3,090 hours. And since the live split timer has been running anytime I've been playing, that means that the excess 85 hours are from bank standing, which I barely ever do, and standing at the God Wars Dungeon boss door or Chambers of Zarek boss door. I'd actually probably estimate that standing at the door for a boss is probably more than half of this, just waiting for everyone to get together for the group. That does mean that while I've been logged into the game, I've been doing something active 97% of the time, which, knowing that there are some people who are chronic bank standers, is probably a really high number.
Combat tasks completed. You've already completed 57 tasks. That's pretty cool. Right out the gate. Top boss Kraken, top skilling boss Alcano, top raid Zarek. Kill a Bloodveld, kill a Black Dragon. Oh, have they like been keeping track of this the whole time? It's impressive. Free to play world, poison or venom, no poison damage. Check for magic. These will be fun to try to do later, I think. Kind of excited for it. Take off Supreme 50 times, Wintertot 50 times. It's kind of cool. It looks like 50 times is their pretty much the threshold for these. I wonder how they know whether I've killed the Slayer bosses before. I assume that's not getting tracked internally. Where I fight it 10 times. Okay, you get 100 times on some of them, like the Abyssal Sire. Let's go to Zo 10 times. Yeah, I'm really glad I went for these 50 kill objectives. It's quite nice. Kills over 100 times. Cerberus 250 times. Demonic Gorilla. Tusk Guardians 250 times. Beat the fight caves once. Hey, heck, I'm my Calphite Queen veteran. Fair enough. Killed a Mimic once. Ziliana 250. No Masters done. And no Grandmasters. Alright, well, this is pretty cool. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on it, but maybe we'll sit down and try to get like the easy, medium, and hards out of the way. I feel like that's pretty reasonable. So I've taken a look at combat achievements. Let me go ahead and delete that from the list here. Let's see, Gauntlet. Try to do this in like ascending order of complexity. I can build a stash chart in my house. What does that require? Let me look. So stash blueprint I need to get from Watson, so I'm gonna run over and grab that. Don't think I have a faster teleport to any of the sawmills. Talk to Watson. Notice board. Thank you. Build wall chart space. Stash chart. Use stash. Okay. Very convenient. So beginners are all built and filled. Easies are all built and filled. Mediums are all built and filled. Hards are all built and filled. Several are not built or filled for elites. So check what those are, and same for master. Okay. Convenient though. Mark that off my list. I think it's going to be Temporos. I only did it the one time when it came out, but now there's more wiki info for it, so I'm going to head over there to start doing it, and I'll read the wiki while I'm doing it. Try to get up to 50k C for it. I think it's not AFK, but it's more inattentive than some of the other tasks that I have to do now. This would be nice to deplete all the charges on my Crystal Harpoon, which is what I'd like to do here. I never found the Elven Signet, did I? Let's see, Crystal Impling drop. I guess I need 1,000 Stardust to combine it with the Celestial Ring anyway, so it's not that exciting. Bring specific items with me? I think I do, right? Unless if all this other stuff I can pick up while I'm in there. Right, well, we've seen, given my blind reaction to Temporos right when it came out, so I'm just going to mute and hopefully fast forward most of this. I'll pop in if I get any interesting drops, you know. Ropes, buckets, hammers, and harpoons are available from the crates on deck. Crystallized harpoon fish. I don't think I noticed that last time. Need a rope or a spirit angler outfit. Or I lose a bunch of my fish. Okay. Maybe I lost the rope to something else and didn't realize it. Hard combat task. Dress like you mean it. Interesting. Be nice to see what that is. I'll look it up in a second. Oh, dress like you mean it. Wearing any variation of the angler outfit. Ah. Okay, I think I understand. As I get reward permits, more reward permits let me fish more from the reward pool, which is where I get stuff like the Tome of Water. The Tome of Water drop rate is like 1 in 1600, which is way less common than I was hoping for. Given that I don't need fishing or cooking XP, it might not be the best idea for me to continue to do Temporos for a long time, but I am going to take it to 50 KC so I at least get ranked on the high scores. Crystallized harpoon fish is kind of cool, so they're worth as much as if you cook them, but they can't be cooked themselves. I don't think they give you points, though. They just do damage as though they were cooked. But it's okay. I gotta get rid of this crystal harpoon anyway. It's just the way to do it, I think. I really like these combat achievements. I wish they'd been out the whole time I was playing, because it's a fun way to try to, like, get things as you go. I just did the fire in the hole one where you have to load both crates on both boats. There's an achievement for subduing Temporos alone, so I might give that a try here. Yeah, subdue Temporos alone and extinguish at least 5 fires and subdue Temporos alone without getting hit by any fires, torrents, or waves, and get 10 reward permits. So that'd be interesting to try. And I'll come back to doing it group style because I want the 50 kills, which is also an achievement, it turns out. I'm going to try to do a solo kill here. Guess I'll see if there's anybody on my 2000 total skill world here. Be careful to not get hit by anything. So probably going to bring some buckets, just abundance of caution. Oh cool, you can fill your buckets on the boat. Appreciate that. Solo kill is much more reasonable than I was expecting it to be. I guess the scaling is pretty crazy. 10 reward permits is going to be a bitch, though. I might have to intentionally keep the boss alive. I think I'll do that in 2 separate runs, now that I think about it. Let's do this one where it's okay for me to... Or I try to avoid getting hit by any mechanics, you know? Oh shit, I got hit at the last second. It's annoying. Oh, I had to repair the mast. Ah, bummer. Alright, well... I guess let's try to get the 10,000 points then, and then I'll come back to get the don't get hit one. The storm has grown too strong. We must retreat. Huh. Guess I failed. I didn't realize that was possible. Well, I guess now I know. Gotta make sure I check to repair stuff this time. Maybe I can highlight it when it's broken. I see. I think it's that you have to trigger a phase transition every so often, otherwise you get kicked out. Oh, I screwed up again. Hopefully I won't screw up next time. I need one more solo kill after this. I think I need to have a better setup to get the 10 reward permits. Yeah, because I have to, like, almost exactly run this whole thing, so I'll look at that guide and maybe come back in on single player in a bit to try to get the 10 reward permits. I think I need humidify to make that one work. Keep getting hit by stuff. It's really frustrating. Just one stupid mistake each time. It's alright, I'll get it right eventually. I just am not able to finish this without making some mistake. I'm going to lose this round again. I think the crystal harpoon is actually getting me in trouble because I think it does a little bit less damage than a cooked fish. So it's fine in a group setting, but it's making it so I can't predict what's going to happen, unfortunately. I'll give this one more try. Hopefully I can not screw it up this time. It's a bumper. I feel like every time you lose, it's like you just wasted time, right? I just got pathed into a fire. This is killing me. I'm just wasting so much time here. I tried to run down to douse the fires, and RuneScape pathing threw me into one of them. Alright, well, I'm just going to try to finish this run, and then we'll come back in. I just want to get the don't get hit by anything solo reward, so... No, looks like I was able to get the lone angler, even though I actually screwed it up. Okay, well, let's just go back to the regular Tempo Ross world and stop doing this stupid style, shall we? Just want to get reward permits. And kill count is probably more important to me right now. Yeah, I think I understand how to solo it now to get the 10 points. I'm going to try that after this attempt, I think. I think this is KC24. Yeah. Also, it's crazy how much fishing XP I'm getting. I wish Temperos had come out before I finished the Diary Cape, because I don't need any of this fishing XP at all. I have no reason or desire to go over 91, but it's fine. We're here for the boss, Casey. It also looks like it's impossible with the crystal harpoon, so I'll have to keep that in mind here. All right, we're going to try solo. I got to switch to a dragon harpoon instead of this harpoon. Make sure I remember to repair stuff. That's going to be the biggest problem. All right, first things first, I need to catch and cook 16 fish exactly. This is making me nervous with the storm intensity. I think it's going to work, but I think I know what I did wrong, though. I came at it. I waited to put out all the fires early when I should have just ran for it. Hopefully putting out the fires early doesn't get me in trouble from a points perspective, but we'll see. I think I'm going to come a little bit short. I might have a chance to roll for 10 reward permits. I'll do it again after this. I'm mostly here for the reward permits anyway, so. Hey, why cook? Beautiful. All right, let's go back to doing it on a server where I don't have to pay attention. It's pretty close there. I didn't have exactly the right amount of points, but... Okay, that's kill count 47. I know that's a... Well, you don't care. If anything I've learned from editing all these videos, it's that I sign off like you're gonna have to wait a long time to see the resolution, but it's gonna be a couple seconds for you. I'm gonna go to sleep though. I'm gonna get these last 3 kills in the morning. Hopefully I'll be able to do about 200 permits worth of loot checks. Maybe we'll get something exciting. It's a 1 in 1600 for the book, so unlikely we're gonna get it, but you never know. I'll catch you later. Bye. Hey, I'm back. Let's get these last 3 kills here. Now I'm using a different voice tool called RTX Voice, and it seems like it can silently crash. So I only lost a little bit of commentary during the previous Temperos run. It was basically when I signed off at 40 KC, but I repeated that in the sign-off you just heard. So I'm going to try to keep an eye on that. The only way I can know if it crashed is if the equalizer in OBS isn't moving anymore. Anyway, let's wrap this up. All right, here comes KC50, and then I'm excited to get like 200 loot rolls. So I saved them all. You've completed a medium task, Temperos Champion. Beautiful. Also means I've finished all of the achievement diary tasks associated with Temperos. I probably am going to want to go through those and do all the easy, medium, and hard. I think anything above hard is probably not worth it, but easy, medium, and hard I should be able to do. Okay, so I think if I understand this correctly, I get 207 rolls of the reward pool, which is interesting. To use my bank pin. Ignite. Yeah, it's 1 roll per. Okay, cool. Oh, and everything's noted. Oh, that's nice of them. Soaked pages. And I think I'm only able to get manta rays because of my fishing level. I don't actually know what the spirit flakes are for. I'm gonna have to look that up. Such a cool way to do loot from a boss, to be honest. Like, it would be cool if they transitioned to this for a lot of other things, right? You basically have to fish for it. I guess it's probably really good for restricted accounts like Ultimate Iron Man, because you can just get a really big reward pool and wait to fish for it until you need it, you know? Big harpoon fish? What? Is there like something to mount in my house? What's the drop rate on that? Oh god. It's the same drop rate as the book. I guess I could, under equivalent exchange, trade it for the book. I don't think I want to come back to Temperos, so I might actually think about doing that. We'll see what else I get here. I got another 108 rolls to go. Yeah, no need to skimp out on equivalent exchange. I've used it significantly elsewhere in the game. Open for a tackle box too, because that would save me a bunch of bank space. I don't think it's going to be in the cards. Yeah, I don't think this is happening. I don't think I'm getting either item. But, okay. That was a pretty interesting pull. I got the most useless thing I could have possibly gotten. But, you know, I guess it happens, right? 1-0, it looks like. I am probably going to want to come back to this boss to finish depleting my crystal harpoon, but god, that's going to take like 150 more kills or so. I'm just going to deposit all this stuff for now. I might end up trading the big harpoon fish for the book because I can, according to my rules. I guess I can open all these caskets. What's in the caskets? Oh. That's neat. Alkables, basically. Right on. Main thing was to get the 50 KC, though. Ranked on the high scores. Ooh, that's a lot of bank space. Oh, I guess I'll worry about that later. I have to cook all of this to get it to not take up space, huh? I need to think about what I'm doing now, because I've just been here doing this kind of pseudo AFK for some time. Let me look at my task list. I guess I'll look at the combat tasks. Obor ones are going to slow things down. I think I've already burned through. I did some farming for keys like this a while ago. I'm not going to start by doing combat achievements because I've got a couple that are going to require me to farm some mossy and grubby keys, which I'm not super feeling like doing at the moment. Let me go ahead and delete Temporos from my list of things to do. Since I only have like 45 minutes, I'll use that time to go mine a bit. So I'll have to spend like 90 hours in Motherlode Mine, so I can burn an hour of it or so right now. Alright, it's time for me to step away. I'll be back shortly. Probably will not continue mining. Okay, I'm back. I'm looking through the list of things to do. I think I'm going to try to knock out Theater of Blood story mode. Going to finish up these last couple sacks. I know I said there wouldn't be more mining, but then I had to eat my breakfast. So yeah, as soon as I finish up 2 more inventories of pay dirt, I'm going to try to gear up and go try Night at the Theater. I'm excited to see how they adapt it for single player. Really cool content. Okay. Let's do a Night at the Theater. So first I have to talk to some NPC, right? Oh, I guess I'm already able to start it. Okay. Doesn't seem right. Do I have to like do something to activate it? There's the mysterious stranger, I guess. So I have a league set up, but that's not going to work here because my league setup allowed me to use a single attack style. So let me look at some recommendations here. I finished getting my Elite Void, but I think I deposited it in my house, so I'm going to go grab that real quick. I actually don't know what attack styles to use for some of these bosses. Like, I know the boss mechanics, but I fought them all using magic during the league, so we'll have to try some different things, I guess. Don't have D-Claws. So what do I take instead of claws? Crystal Halberd, it looks like. I do have a dragon crossbow. I remember when I got that. That was a while ago. Oh, I need ancients. Okay. Well, I'll go do that real quick. Oh, right. I'm not on League, so I have an altar in my house. Means I had to work my way all the way to the pyramid, which is kind of a pain. Alright, well, that's cool. Did get extra salve amulets, so that's nice. That's a cool... I think I've got plenty of charges on, right? Not that many plenty of charges. I gotta keep that in mind. Okay, I think I'm ready. So, here's the deal with Maiden. I'm gonna try to like talk through each boss based on my memory of the mechanics from Trailblazer League, which was like 10 months ago. Maiden's deal is that she attacks you, which hits pretty hard. She puts blood puddles on the ground that you need to step out of. She spawns little blood slimes that leave trails behind them that you don't want to step on. And then probably most significantly, she occasionally spawns a group of spiders, and you have to ice barrage them to freeze them in place and kill them before they reach her. Otherwise, they buff her and heal her. Apparently they have super low health in story mode, so but let's give it a shot as is based on what I just described. Story mode. It's me. It's too bad there's not like some like actual story text when you come in here. Let me turn the music up. Just kind of expecting them to have done something like that, right? But it looks like it's just Theater of Blood with bad math. am I supposed to do in here? That's pretty simple. Okay. That's too bad. I'd love to get some like background on the maiden and all that. So I think we do super combat. Let's begin. Her health seems pretty reasonable. Don't stand in the blood. You have to deal with one ice spider. Okay. Maybe I can just switch to ranged attack next time one of them spawns then. Not being able to cast crazy fast is killing me right now. I'm so used to having the League cast speed, so I played as a mage. Alright, yeah, that's pretty chill. And you get a full heal. To get a Seraphina's Diary. Would like to check that out. Oh, I think I read this during Trailblazer, but it's about Seraphina. In case you didn't know who the maiden was. The human disguise didn't fool me. Yeah, this dates back to a... Damn, is it Taste of Hope, maybe? When you first were introduced to her? Everything in Mauritania is just like an aggressive bummer. Alright, so Bloat... I don't know how to fight... Well, I know how to fight Bloat, but I don't know what combat style you use since I fought him with magic, so I'm going to look that up really quick. Bloat's whole thing is he walks around, you need to stay behind him until he freezes, and then you have a brief period to DPS him. Oh, I did not bring stamina potions, was I supposed to? Salve Amulet. Inadvisable to kill Bloat with ranger magic. Okay, I think I'm prepared for this guy. Basically, you trail behind him a little bit. You don't let him stomp you when he freezes. You DPS him when he freezes. If he gets within line of sight of you, he hits you with a bunch of flies, and it sucks really bad. Also, he makes stuff fall from the sky, which I had a really hard time dodging on leagues. I don't know if it just felt like it was random. Get away! He turns around sometimes, that's right. Oh, but his flies have been significantly nerfed. The actual fight, those, like, basically kill you if they see you even for a couple ticks. I'm excited to be doing this as part of the main playthrough, finally. Damage is doing okay. Shot range only slightly decreases the damage you take from the flies. Moving far enough over. And I got hit. Freeze already, dude. Wow, that was a huge fuck up. That would be GG if this was the real fight. Alright. That went okay. Task complete appropriate tools. Elite combat task, really? What's that? Defeat the bloat with a salve amulet. Okay. Chicane, vampire, Verzik, give us what we want. Pleasure. 2 crushed frogs, 3 giant heads, body of disgruntled ogre, 4 blood buckets human, 2 Katabal Bleppin legs. Make Verzik happy. We're setting up the next spider room. Spider room's going to be interesting solo. I hate apple pie. As it's solo, they must like significantly reduce the number of spiders. Nilocus. Attack them at range before they reach the platform. Cannot melee them until they reach the platform. Some head towards the center to attack players. I don't think I need anything from the chest. I haven't used any resources yet, so. Bandages. Huh, it's different. Those stack or something? I could drop the salve ammy now. Assuming those are just like a healing item. Okay. Check out this message. Assume this is unique to story mode. You fight well for a human. Send you this package to ensure your fight does not end immediately. It calls me peasant. Okay, cool. Alright, let me read the Nilocus guide for solo. Focus the green first. Ice barrage clumps you're not dealing with. Okay, they explode occasionally. Gotcha. Yeah, so this fight, just kind of restating the mechanics as I recall them from League. Millions of spiders come in to attack pillars. If they destroy the pillars, it's game over. They all have different colors, and the color indicates what attack style they're weak against. So usually everybody picks an attack style and is focused on a certain group of enemies. Once that phase ends, the actual boss comes out, and you need to protect magic, or you need to protect against whatever style it's using. Chain protection, prayers, then weapon, then attack. In the real mode, if you miss a prayer switch on the boss, you get nuked down pretty fast. Now, the recommendation is do this with ranged, I guess, which makes sense. Start with, anyway. Yeah, significantly fewer hit points here, which is nice. It's an interesting way to do this encounter. Oh, that's cool. That recovers your prayer too, little bandages. Still feels like chaos though. And we got color changing assholes. Okay. Shit. Shit's getting bad. This fight is definitely the hardest so far. We have way too many of these for a solo player. I'm supposed to be, all I can think is that I'm supposed to be ice barraging them, you know? Shit, they're changing colors on me. Hopefully them blowing up doesn't destroy that pillar. It might. Should have the boss coming in now. Really glad I did this on leagues, or I would be super dead in this phase. Super dead. I didn't have to do any style switches, I just wouldn't attack in certain styles, you know? I know you gotta switch prayers first before you switch equipment, otherwise you're gonna have a bad time. Remember that pretty well. Okay, that was significantly more difficult than the previous two. in terms of how close it is to the real fight. I think they need to cut the number of spiders in like a quarter for a typical player. Arachnids of Vampirium. Stranger from afar led the vampires to Gielinor. Agios. Magical attacks. They're giving me warnings about some of the spiders coming up in the final fight versus Verzik. So I was not very smart there about how I was assigning stuff. So give me a second here to review my inventory and clean it up a little bit. I ended up using a lot of healing in that fight. Jeez. Fortunately, they give you all those bandages, but... Alright, Sodet's Egg is a cool boss. I really like this one. I think this is my favorite one. I'll explain it here in a second. Or do they give you extra chests here? Ah, okay, no they don't. I still have my markers. Okay, so Sodet's Egg's deal is it shoots black and red balls at you. The red balls are protect from magic, the black balls are protect from range, so you have to like do those in order. And then the interesting thing it does, which I can't imagine works in single player, is it teleports you to a realm and then gives you a little like path that you have to walk along. And when you walk along that path, it highlights the path for people that are outside of that room in the raid. So they have to like follow along without getting hit by tornadoes. But I assume it's just going to teleport me and I'm just going to run. I'm not going to have to worry about seeing the floor light up. The boss also has a super like Vorkath fireball attack that I have to run away from, so I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to read through the wiki guide for story mode to see if they've changed anything significantly before I start here. So one sec. Story mode, the red ball does 15 damage. Okay. In the real fight, it's like a one-hit kill. Melee attacks don't count toward the large red ball attack, so it's best to melee. So stay on protect from melee and switch to the other two prayers when you see their projectiles. Okay, I think let's give it a shot. Very grateful for leagues. This is still pretty hard, even though I've done it like 10 times or so in leagues. Hopefully the 10 bandages will be enough to get me to the end of the fight. Verzik's pretty tough. Sodet's 6 seems a lot more reasonable. Oh, I see. It's because you can't avoid it or share it. So... it makes sense. Alright. Let's see. Talking about the creation of Soditseg. Creatures manage to gather an answer from the other side. Lord Draken will be impressed with my findings. Nice. Yeah, I like the way that they adapted that fight. It's too bad that it would be nice if there was like an NPC. I was really hoping that this story mode would be you would run this with some NPCs and they would do mechanics, and then like one of the NPCs would go in. Like you would have to go in one time, and the NPC would have to go in the second time. You know. But I guess I understand why they did it the way they did. Definitely need all these bandages. I can't really make up any more slots here, right? This is my last possible loot pickup here. Yeah, I don't need the extra combat potion, so I'll just drop it. Alright, so Sharpus is going to be interesting on this, because I'm used to it in leagues. So in leagues, the idea is that you would just attack from a distance, and then you'd have to move away every couple ticks as it sprays poison all over the map. And you kind of want to stay in your own quadrant. But since I'm solo, I can use the entire map to spread the poison. I just want to do at least 2 tiles at a time. These tiles mark the different quadrants, because in the second phase of the fight, Sharpus faces different corners. If you attack him while he's facing you, you get wrecked. I need to find out what attack style I'm supposed to use, because I did this with magic, obviously. Oh yeah, and we have to stand on the exhumes, prevent them from healing Zarpus, but that's kind of a goofy mechanic. Okay, so we can do melee. Turns quicker in story mode. Really? Okay, that's surprising. I don't think praying matters. I can pray redemption, but I think that's the only thing that can work. So I'm gonna stand on a bunch of bullshit here. I think I marked a lot of them. Usually you have like a group of people here. Oh, I like the new healing hit splat. That's nice. Everyone stands in a corner and you can prevent a lot of the healing if you're smart about it. Pretty much just affects how much bullshit you have to deal with at the start of the fight proper. So it gives him some extra health. You ready? Alright, it's a pretty abbreviated phase, gotcha. This isn't so bad so far. What the fuck? There's some weird pathing issue there. Stop running into him. It's really annoying. I don't know why that keeps happening. Getting pretty hurt by the nerfs to the toxic blowpipe, I think. My accuracy is trash, even with rigor. Thought this was the easiest boss before. Okay. I think we got a phase transition there. I only get 2 hits in, I think, per rotation. I click the floor after I attack twice. Yeah, because we don't want to have him attack while he's looking at me. I keep hitting really low. Okay, that went pretty well. Don't look at me. Task completed. Kill Zarpus without him reflecting any damage to anyone. Cool. Armors. Urasa are our true equals. Zarpus is the last king of the Urasa. I don't allow myself to fall victim to the sloth and gluttony that's taken hold of the rest of my people. Spent too long a slave to the stranger from afar. Let the hunt begin. Cool. Okay, so let me get my Cerebrew back. This is gonna have to be my inventory for Verzik. Verzik is really hard in the real game. It took us a long time just to beat her. Like, most of our runs we're doing the rest of the raid flawlessly and then getting stomped by Verzik. It seems like her purple tornadoes on the last phase are the hardest part of dealing with her. Now, I don't really know what to expect in the single player, so give me a second. I'm going to look this up again. I'm going to read how it works in story mode. 2 to 4 special attacks. Hide behind the pillar. Ray protect from magic. Hopefully it's just 2 since I'm solo. Freeze the spiders still. Ah, but you can kill them with an attack before they explode in story mode. Purple ones spawn. Heal Verzik, kill it fast. Has to be able to poison or venom. Yeah, I didn't bring a Serp Helm. I think I have one, I don't remember though. Use special attacks to kill them, I guess. I can use the Tentacle Whip for that. Protect from magic in the first phase, protect from range until she switches to a red magic attack. I'm probably going to lose to her because I don't remember her mechanics as well. Final phase, she spawns spiders that explode. Spawns webs that I have to run away from. Yellow projectiles I have to go hide. Green ball. Can't bounce. Purple tornado I have to watch out for because if it hits me it heals her. Oh, bandages have stamina potion effects. Okay, that's good. So I use magic at the beginning, right? It's probably melee. I assume melee is the most damage I can do. Try to remember my super combat once the phase starts. Don't attack her when she's summoning the red spiders, right? Try to change prayers in the final phase. I'm probably going to lose here. Need to practice this. Talk to Verzik. Let's do one more. Okay. Pillar seems to have extra health on story mode too. At least this phase is pretty easy. No pillar, task complete. Neither of those work in story mode. I don't know if that's intended. Oh yeah, we want to like dodge those attacks. Just try to move every so often, I guess. I also don't want to run inside of her, that's a problem. I just hit it with a tentacle? No. Okay, yes I can. Good. She would stop throwing me inside of her hitbox, though. Might switch to range here just so I'm not having to put up with that. No, it's not doing too well. Try magic instead. Start running around here. Shit. Just keep magic up, I guess. Now we switch to magic. Protect. Shit, I healed her. Come on, roll higher on these ads, game, please. Once she stops attacking, that's when I'm about to have to deal with the ads. Should be final phase, I think. I'm going to try to stay on magic damage because it seems to be working. So we got the freeze off. It's time for webs, I think, which is a hell of an attack. Attacks off seem like a good idea, but doing okay at the moment. Do have an extra restore potion, which I didn't realize. Comes the yellow attack. And then the green ball, I don't think I can do anything about since I'm here solo, so we'll see how that works out here in a second. Switch to protect from magic. This is a great prep for this fight, though. Kind of impressed. gonna get tornadoes soon, I think. Able to freeze the spider, so that's nice. Alright, watch out for the tornado. This really seemed like this was the most significant thing in the entire fight. It only happens when she's almost dead. Seems like the most likely way to get yourself wiped is if she's able to heal a bunch off of the tornado hitting you, you know? Shit, I'm gonna walk into a sweat, aren't I? I managed to not walk into a web. God is real. And the fact that it follows you for like the rest of the fight makes things much worse. I get this yellow thing. Hopefully the tornado doesn't hit me. Okay, did not. Should put on the heart rate monitor for this. I was expecting story mode to be tuned way down. It's not really tuned all that much down. I mean, it is tuned down, obviously, but I thought maybe like mechanics would get skipped, that kind of thing. Hey, first try. Beautiful. Wow. She healed for 44 because I hit her a couple times there. Alright. Well, I had some anxiety about that, so I'm glad we finished it. Verzik, minor illness. Oh, right, she wasn't always a giant spider lady. Bitten by one of her own spiders. Not uncommon in vampires. So she was a vampire, but she wasn't a spider lady at first. Tiny eggs in her body. Well, she doesn't have the same immunities as most vampires, okay. Yeah, I think that probably would have taken 5 hours of attempts, of learning attempts. Maybe not that many, but I would have had to have done this a whole bunch of times to learn her mechanics. So thank you, Trailblazer League, for giving me the opportunity to practice. Verzik's Vault. Do you even get anything from the chest here? Seems like this isn't worth the trouble most of the time. Swamp tar, a mahogany seed, and some snapdragons. Okay, sure. Why not? Strategy table, give me like stats. Ah. MVP, me! Yay. Sure you've collected all your stuff. Leave. You fought well. Is that basically the end? Do I just talk to the serious stranger now? I defeated Verzik. Really? Chose to face me yourself. Transformed into a bat and flew away. Ah, okay. Great use to my associates. Message for you in the event of your success. Allow me to share it. Or I was left a message. You've done a great service to me and my disciples. The beast you face in the theater is not what it seems, and you have played an important role in keeping it in check. Token of my gratitude, my disciple will ensure you're suitably rewarded. Suitable rewarded. Friend of Sugadinti. Relive memories. 2 quest points, 2 antique lamps. Neat. Alright, oh, there are only so many things I can put this in. Combat only. Well, I guess ranged. Kind of sucks because everything is at 99 now, isn't it? Yeah, I guess ranged. It's more likely I'm going to hit magic 99 just from other things. 20k. Why not? Okay. Well, that took a lot out of me. I'm going to take a break, and we'll probably come back to do more stuff. Maybe I'll keep doing quests here. Clean up this log. Good morning. So it turns out that I'm a big old dummy, and you might notice that it says there's a system update in the corner here. That system update is improving the story mode of Theater of Blood Quest. I didn't read what was coming up in patches when I caught myself up on all the stuff I had missed, so I don't know if I'm going to run it again. I don't think it's going to make me run it again. I think that I have my credit for it. Maybe I'll run it again when we get closer to actually doing Theater of Blood, because I want to do some Theater of Blood runs as a group before this playthrough is done. Yeah, I guess that's a big oops. I actually don't know what I'm going to do today. I don't know what my plan is. So give me a sec to mess around here and I'll try to figure it out. I'm going to get booted in 14 minutes anyway for a second, but I figured I'd log in and start doing something. So do a little bit of Motherload Mine, and then I'll spend that time figuring out what the rest of my plan is for today. I'm really trying to get back in the habit of not working or doing anything that's AFK without being in the game mining or something, because I keep catching myself doing a small amount of work and being like, shit, the whole point of RuneScape is that I can do this at the same time as playing the game. Oh god. They just post the patch blog for A Night at the Theater, and I have to do it again. Doing it yesterday was a complete waste of time. I'll just pretend like I died to Verzik and signed off instead of actually finishing it, because I have to do it again, and my previous credit doesn't count for anything. I don't get the lamps again. I still have to get my quest points back. I'll just do it right away when we sign in, but holy shit. Oh no. I don't know if I can do it with reduced RuneLight functionality. I'll stay here until the RuneLight update comes out. It's usually within like an hour of the patch going live, and then we'll go do Theater of Blood. Alright, we're about to check out Theater of Blood story mode. I think I have all the gear that I want to bring. I'm not bringing the Dragon Warhammer because I didn't use it before, or the Crystal Halley because I didn't use it before, or the crossbow because I didn't use it before. But I'll use everything else. I'm gonna log real quick. Hold on. Wait, does this mean I have to do something else to continue the quest? I'm confused now. Talk to the mysterious stranger. I hope it's not glitched. What's this really about? It's here to embarrass Verzik, do you? Sorted into the theater, yes. Associates have a long history with Verzik. To keep an eye on her. Research. Vast majority never come out. Gather information on Verzik and her abilities. Abilities unlike any other vampire. Or she turns into a spider. Where do I come in? Gives me some eggs. Verzik has hundreds of Nilicus. Eggs are a variant we never encountered before. Fell out of Verzik herself. That is in the lore document you get from killing Verzik, which I found out. Look into this. I have a friend who can help? A dead one. Which dead friend are we talking about? Ranus Draken. Relive our memories. You can also relive the memories of others. Please don't go poking through my memories. What do you mean by your kind? Oh, this is already kind of cool. Lucky vampire corpses deteriorate slower than many other species. Ranus and Verzik were close friends. He interacted with her more than anyone else. Getting close enough to Verzik to observe her own memories will be problematic. Ranus. Buried deep below the Theater of Blood. Oh. Oh, wow. I thought that them changing the quest was just going to add some story NPCs inside of the dungeon and, maybe have some NPCs to help you with the boss fights. I didn't realize it was going to be something external to the Theater of Blood. That's a interesting, different choice than what I was expecting. You just need his brain. Take a saw. Okay. Honestly, not what I was expecting, but I'm curious to see what their plan is with it, where they're going with it. I'm guessing this also isn't what most players were expecting. I was expecting it would be a practice mode for Theater of Blood, but that like every room there would be an NPC explaining what the boss was, and then you'd have like an assistant boss or assistant NPC helping you with the boss fight. That's what I expected when I did Theater story mode the first time. And it says I need a saw. Hopefully the crystal saw is good enough. Uranus is head from his crypt beneath Verzanaza. Climb down staircase. Okay. That's the one they're talking about. Firewatch. Correct. Search the coffin. Here goes nothing. Hey there, Ranus. How are you doing? Ranus doesn't reply. Might be at the lowest point of my life right now. I need to find a hobby or something. Cool. My fear is that they're going to have us do a bunch of stuff outside of the theater, and then the theater is just going to be unchanged, right? Like, I guess it's better that it feels more like a quest, but I was really hoping that they would use this opportunity to teach players the mechanics, you know? Covered Ranus' head. Ranus' memory of the eggs. Take my hand. Why are you making this weird? I require physical contact to share the memory with you. Oh. Maiden, Renstraken. Do you have them? I haven't done a quest since I got these new overlays. Oh. Original Verzik. Interesting. Be quite humorous. She's the one that was supposed to have won the Theater of Blood, right? The whole place sprucing up. Oh, Ranus, you do spoil me. Found these eggs in an arachnid nest north of Darkmire. I do like that they're explaining Verzik a little bit better. That's cool. This was a neat flashback. Eggs could be key to some very exciting new Nilicus. Very interesting. What's our next step? We need to recover some of these eggs for ourselves. A nest north of Darkmire. Any reason you can't join me? Nest north of Darkmire would have to be near Port Phasmatis, right? I can't just exit Darkmire easily. I have a feeling they added a big quest that surrounds the actual theater, but that the theater part of the quest is just going to be Theater of Blood story mode, right? Which is fine. I guess I shouldn't complain. It's definitely an improvement from what they were going for before, but I don't think I've ever been here before. Interestingly. These swampy logs, right? These are like crabs. Okay. Here we go. Spider nest. This looks correct. Enter cave. It's dangerous in there. Are you sure? Oh, new music too. That's cool. Itsy bitsy. Turn it up a bit. Creepy. Open egg sac. We need to get a boss fight? Oh, do I need to have something to cut it with? Well, I'll go talk to... What's his nuts again? Oh, right. I have the ancient spellbook. Shit. I don't happen to have any items on me that are... can be used for teleporting, because technically this can. It's not too far from a bank. Found the nest. I just probably need a regular knife, I assume. Probably should just like carry the usual complement of all the items you would usually bring on a quest like this, right? No, I brought a knife and that didn't cut it. There's no hints in here. I don't think there's any hints in the dialogue. Oh, there was a skeleton here the whole time. Shit. Iron, spider nest. XX too strong. Sulfuric acid should do the trick. And dare at the sanctuary. Okay. That's cool. Should look more closely next time. I'm just assuming I need a knife. Sisterhood Sanctuary, okay. Be the clue scroll NPC? We'll see. It is the clue scroll NPC. So I knew where they were. Well met. Got any sulfuric acid? What? What for? Your assistant. Spiders in the cave killed her. Egg sac near where I found her. Oh, thanks, dude. It's easy enough. Gonna get a mini boss here. That would be kind of cool. Use sulfuric acid on egg sac. Yep. And I get venomed. That's gonna play the music from the Nilicus fight. That's kind of clever. Drop runes. Do you have any reason to finish them off, do I? Most of this just means there are now spiders I can fight in here if I want to. Yeah, I think they're just like Slayer mobs now, maybe? Interesting. Might just always be spiders here. Huh. Interesting. Found some of those eggs. I'm just a bit lost, but that's the norm for me. It's fair. Interesting. New memory. Cool. Bloat? Oh, are we gonna get backstory for each of the... Okay, and we're gonna get it outside of the theater, and then we're gonna have to run it. That's cool, because I think this is basically covering the lore that's in the books that you find for beating the bosses. But cool to have cutscenes and dialogue and stuff. Anti-death spider. Oh, now we're going to see. Okay, so they did both bloat and the Nilogas in one step there. Nice. Ranus, you flatterer. You're going to steal my thunder, are you? Need something to regenerate. You and your blood magic. The Spory? Really? Huh, it's an interesting little lore crossover there. I've grown a Hespori before. It's nice that they track that. Grown here when this place is still known as Hallowvale. Use them as weapons against the vampires. Multiple uses for them. Do I have to go fight one? Collect one from a naturally occurring Hespori rather than one you've grown yourself. So I don't have to wait a day. Oh, the nature spirit. Oh, that's kind of cool. This actually is a neat quest. I'm enjoying this part of it. I'm sad that presumably at the end of it I just have to do a vanilla Theater of Blood run. Because that part sounds kind of boring, but the lore stuff leading up to it is cool. Swamp Lytics Bridge. Always a treat. Hey, nature spirit. I need the ghost speak amulet. God damn it. Welcome back. Looking for a Hespori. Just some research. Just plants and stuff. Not going to damage it in any way. Northeast, I probably need a knife. Eastern part of Mortmire Swamp. It's probably going to make me actually fight one. I guess we'll see. Maybe it'll be nice and there'll be a knife right there, but I guess just have an abundance of caution, I should grab one. Just a regular old rotten tree. Oh, there it is. I wonder which one is the Hespori. It's pretty cool. It's not marked yet. Okay, well it says chop when I don't have an axe, so probably gonna have to come back with an axe instead of a knife. I like the idea of there being a naturally occurring Hespori out in Mauritania. It's a nice little way to tie things together from Kurend. You still have to fight it, which is cool. That's straight up just a Hespori fight. That's cool. Let's get another one out here. So I technically have my blowpipes. I'll pipe those things down if I wanted to. Probably didn't need to waste brews on this, but I wasn't sure if there was actually going to be a fight or not. I think it's a nastier Hespori. I think those flowers die in one hit. A normal fight, you can just hit them with mind rune attacks and they die instantly. They were right to make people do this again. Maybe cut the part where you actually have to run the dungeon, but... Chop some bark. More flashbacks. Still has my tile markers. Of course it does. So did Seg. Far too generous. We'll have to see one for Zarpus. Final memory. Oh, okay, so we don't have to do another quest step for Zarpus. I wonder if they originally planned to have one, like, quest thing for each of the monsters. And they're like, let's do 2 at a time. Last King of the Urasa. They're definitely better than the lore books. It's my new queen. It's very small. Bites her. What were you expecting? And then she turns into Spider Lady. Bit her and died? New weapons to use against Verzik. Only one place to find the truth now. I've made it through the theater before. Oh, that's cool that it checks that you did that. Groups enter the theater and members not actually participate in the challenges. But the more able members of the group succeed, these individuals are still considered to have beaten the challenge. Oh, that's fucking awesome. I love that. You want me to carry you through the theater? It's an apt way of putting it. I love Jagex sometimes, man. That's great. Oh, as you've completed the Theater of Blood before, you can choose to skip this section if you wish. Fantastic. That's completely reasonable. They should have just said that, yes, let's skip it. Because I just did that off stream and I was like, oh man, I'm going to have to do it again. Guide the stranger through the Theater of Blood and defeat Verzik. Extract some of her memories. I believe has answers for us. Best if I show you. Doctor, are you still there? I like her portrait there. Remember that Nyla said it was no normal bite. Sorry, I was just posting to the subreddit because everyone's freaking out. It's 4 in the morning and like the Jagex post is getting downvoted to oblivion because it says you have to do the quest again, but you don't actually have to do the quest. Well, you have to do a new quest, and then you get to skip the Theater of Blood run. It's inside me. Gross. It's dying in his corpse. Wow. It's a pretty cool looking model there. Rule of the Vampires is over. Verzik, she died. Interesting. The Verzik in the theater is really just that Nyla in disguise. Meet him where? Communicate across great distances. Prepare yourself. Well, this is weird. Words are from my master. Finally able to speak. To a great service to me and my disciples. Share common enemies. Enemies that infest Hollowvale like a disease. By remaining far away from the disease, I keep us all safer. Where are you? Home. What's your connection to Verzik? She's not the real Verzik. Wonder if we're gonna a friend of Sugidinti. Interesting. All right, got my quest points back. Got another lamp, which I guess I'm just gonna throw on ranged. But no, that ended up being pretty cool. I dug it.
Night at the Theater is a pretty good quest, given that it was almost certainly developed under duress. Right, the quest originally launched as Just Go Do the Theater of Blood, which was rightly reviled by the community. And so Jagex took people being upset pretty seriously and actually tried to put something out there as a, wrapper for the Theater of Blood run. When I first heard they were adding this quest to the game, I was really hoping it was going to be like a robust NPCs follow you along and do like story for the different bosses and do the mechanics for you to teach it to you. That's not what it is, unfortunately. The Theater of Blood part of it, there is no new story for it, right? You just run the dungeon completely normally. Instead, outside the Theater of Blood, you do a bunch of things that give us more insight into Verzik as a character, as well as just what's going on in Mauritania in general. There's some cool parts. There's a part where you have to go to the Araxite Cave, which I now recognize as the Araxite Cave, having played RS3, but at the time I'm like, okay, I guess there's like a spider cave in the north? That's weird. You have to fight a Mauritania Hespori, which is a neat tie-in to Karend. It doesn't have much of an emotional core to it, but like I said, they had to build the quest under duress, so I'm willing to grade it on a curve a little bit. The conclusion of the quest reveals that the Verzik you fight in Theater of Blood isn't actually a Verzik, that Verzik died after she was bit by a Nihilakis queen. So, like, the Verzik body we see on the spider is just like a corpse that's being puppeteered by the spider, which I don't hate as a plot point because it's not so much, hey, Verzik is actually a spider. Like that could be the whole thing if we just said, oh, she's been a spider all along. But the idea that she actually, like, made a mistake and went too far with something and died, I think is a little bit more interesting. It's not Shakespeare. It's not the best RuneScape quest by far. But given that they had to turn it around in like a week or two, I thought it was fine. I do actually wish that they would do stuff where they have like a story mode for these dungeons where you are accompanied by NPC allies who teach you the mechanics and maybe give more insight into it. I think that would be great.
Okay, apparently they patched in the whole you don't need to run the theater again while I was doing it, which is lucky because that would have been frustrating if they patched it in like minutes afterwards. So I didn't, when I went to go post it on Reddit, it's like people are like, yeah, we know. The only reason they changed it is because we were complaining. Don't need to do a theater run. I don't know what I want to do next then. So I think I'm going to head back to Motherlode Mine just so I can like have some time to think. I went from I'm going to do some Motherlode Mine while I figure out my next steps to accidentally sitting here for 4 hours. I guess that's RuneScape for you. I got into like a heated conversation and was just mining all the while without really paying attention to it. It just kind of happened. But I decided to stay until 84, which I'm going to hit in one more pay dirt, it looks like. Yeah. Mining 84. Go turn in this pay dirt, and then I probably will go do something new. God, so many more levels to go. 8 more levels, so I need to double the amount of XP I already have, and then some. 7 levels is doubling your current XP total. I managed to catch it that time, my noise removal software crashing. All I just said is I'm going to go try to start a clan. And I started walking over here and I noticed, hey, it's cool. This is a new area for clans. So let me go ahead and set one up here just to do it. What do you do here? Why are you here specifically? Why does anyone go anywhere? What's the clan hub? Clan hall is here. What's a clan hall? Private area only accessible for people with permission to enter. I would like to form a clan. I may have to wait. Alright, I'm going to reach out in my Discord and see if there's 3 people that want to join. I may have missed the boat on that by not playing when it launched. Well, that narrows down the things that I can do. Let me look at other stuff on the list here.
That's a wrap. Next episode is going to feature Beneath Ice Mountain, a bunch of corporeal beast kills, and I think I'm also going to be able to fit in a Kingdom Divided, but I guess we'll see when we get to it. Thank you as always for watching. We'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.